all the dignitaries of Central Committee, Provincial Committee, Branch Committee, intellectual personalities, respectful guests, uh, government agencies, officers, officials, all the advisors of NELTA Dang, all the respected presenters, dear passionists, ELT practitioners, all the participants. A very good morning from the Secretary, Dang Nelta Dang, Damodargiri. So, since the 3 months ago, we are under the circumstances of COVID-19 pandemic. In this situation, we were locked inside our home as a home isolation, or we couldn't start our normal activities as usual. And most of the time, the Nelton people spend in virtual learning classes. And in this circumstance, we also wanted to start, wanted to organize this sort of training before. And because of the busy schedule of NELTA Center, we are up to now have become successful to organize. So it's the very great opportunity for NELTA Dan. So I would like to initiate this training formally. So thinking to cope with the current situation, the teachers need to be updated with modern educational tools, technologies, and different sorts of student-friendly pedagogies for their content delivery to make the classroom effective. And this pandemic situation has also made us to take a breakthrough in our traditional approach of teaching and learning activities. So in this situation, what Nelta Dang has thought to discuss on this forum by the expertise home and abroad, district and outside the districts. And all of the persons, all of the expertise are very experienced. They have the very good expertise, and hoping that this sort of program may able to address the current situation somehow, helping with others. So I would like to initiate this program formally for this to I would like to welcome to all of you to the opening session of this today's virtual training. And for this, may I request Mr. Chair, Puskarnath Adhikari sir, to chair this session. Puskarnath sir. And as the chief guest of this program, may I request Mr. Ramlal Khadka sir. Ramlal Khadka sir, the Chief of National Examination Board, DAN, the Educational Development Coordination Unit, DAN. Please, I would like to request you to take the seat of Chief Guest, Ramlal. Ramlal Khadka sir is there?
Continue, okay.
Okay. May I request to take the seat of guest of honor, the General Secretary of NELTA, Mr. Ishwari Bahadur Adhikari sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So may I request Devraj Vishwakarma sir, Mr. Binod Gautam, sir, the Chief of Education, Youth and Sports Division, Gorai, Sub-Metropolitan City, Gorai Dang. Similarly, may I request guest of honor, Mr. Devraj Vishwakarma, Chair of Tulsipur Education Committee. May I request Asap Sapkota, the Treasurer of NELTA Central Committee. Asap Sapkota, sir.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Respect, sir. So may I request the Senior Vice President of Province 5, Mr. Gopal Prasad Basyal, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. May I request Mr. Durga Prashad Pandey, the Vice President of Province 5 and the current advisor of NELTA Dang at the guest.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. May I request Mr. Man Bahadur Khadka, sir, the Education Officer, Education, Youth and Sports Division, Tulsipur, Sub-Metropolitan City, Tulsipur Dang at the guest. So, may I request Resham Bahadur Buda, President Papsan Dang at the guest. May I request Biram Rachon, President Gorai Municipal Committee of Papsan, Biram Chon, sir, at the guest. So, may I request the District Chair of NELTA Prakash Bista at the guest. So, similarly, may I request Indramani Pokhrel, sir, the Chair of Puchan, and may I request Mr. Tulsiram Dangi, the Vice President NELTA Dang.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. So may I request Mr. Paul Bahadur Dangi, the advisor of NELTA Dang, to have the seat of guest. May I request Sirdhar Pokhrel, sir, the advisor of NELTA Dang. May I request Madhukar Dital, the past president and the advisor of NELTA Dang. May I request Ganesh Parde, past president and advisor. And may I request all of the executive committee from area coordination of NELTA Dang, all the campus chief, head teachers of the college and schools. I would like to request you to take the seats, and all of the participants who have been giving your valuable presence over here.
Yeah, excuse me. Baki Basyal also there. Okay.
Yes. May I request Mr. Tarka Khatri, sir?
Sir, I arrived.
Hello, namaste, sir. Namaste. Thank you, sir.
Guest. Thank you. Please let me remind, because the program is going on, and this will be go on continuously. So may I request our chair, Khanal Adhikari, sir, to welcome.
Excuse me.
All of the
what will be
guests, chief guest, all of the presenters and participants to welcome to the program. Mr. Khanal Adhikari, sir, is over to you.
Thank you, sir. Honorable chief guest of this program, special guest, advisor of NELTA Dang, our NELTA executive, all my teachers and my dear colleagues. First and foremost, I would like to welcome you all here. I would like to welcome all the guests, presenters and participants on our two-day training on the theme of virtual learning and alternative pedagogy. I feel myself privileged to meet you all in this platform. As our today program will be quite beneficial to the teachers who want their students. Because of this pandemic, our students are out of the classes, and our endeavor is how to bring them into our connection virtually. And this is a network of teacher, and it has been doing various programs for enhancing the capacities of the teacher or for their professional development. And we are trying to conduct two-day sessions, and our today training will consist of 7 sessions, and all the sessions are connected with technology. Our motto is to equip the teachers with various types of digital tools and to familiarize them with the potentialities of these tools to connect our students with the technology. And I would like to thank our chief guest of honor, special guest, all the guest presenters, teachers, and all the participants who are here despite their busy schedule, despite lots of difficulties. And I am really thankful of all of them. I'm equally thankful to NELTA Center who has supported us with this Zoom applications and and other various supports. Thanking you all once again, welcoming you all. I would like to end my few words here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for your warm welcome. Now, it's the time of inauguration of the opening session. May I request the chief guest of the program and guest of honor and other guests to inaugurate the session, and especially the chief guest will read out the
Yes, sir.
banner of the virtual training. Please, the chief guest of the program, Mr. Rambal Khadka sir. Uh, yes, Vice Chair sir, will you confirm?
Yeah, actually, I'm not confirm for him.
Otherwise,
Better to start.
guest of honor, I request
Yeah.
you to read out this. Um, Ishwari Bahadur Adhikari sir, the General Secretary of NELTA Center. Please, will you read out the banner for the inauguration?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, am I supposed to just read out the banner or?
Just banner this time. Then we will
Okay,
provide you
thank
the
you.
time.
That's fine. Okay, I'll read out. Nepal English Language Teachers Association, NELTA, 9 branch. Two-day virtual training. Theme of the training, virtual learning and alternative pedagogy. And welcome to the opening session. And the training is supposed to take place on 8th and 9th of August 2077. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. And Damu sir,
Yes,
sir has just enjoyed, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
May I request Mr. Homraj Khadka sir, the CCM and the chair of NELTA Baki to have the seat as guest. Homraj Khadka sir.
It's okay. Yeah, entered, but oh yeah. Okay. Continue.
Now, may I request Man Bahadur Khadka sir to give the few words regarding the training at the well-wish speech. Man Bahadur sir. Our guest Man Bahadur sir is, are you there, Man Bahadur sir? Man Bahadur Khadka sir.
I think he's not now.
Not now. So
Yeah.
may I request our senior vice president of province 5, Gopal Prasad Basyal sir, to put few words for the well wish.
Thank you, Govind sir. The president of this program, chair of this program, the chief guest, other guests, presenters, and your NELTA colleagues, and all participants of this program. On behalf of NELTA Province 5 Executive Committee, I'd like to extend my best wishes and best wishes for the successful completion of this 2-day workshop organized by NELTA Baki branch. So I think although the weather is not so favorable, however, lots of colleagues are still coming in the room and joining this workshop. So definitely, when I saw the banner of the program, the contents are really attractive, and I think this will be a grand success. So thank you so much. This much for the moment.
Thank you, Gopal sir, as a very respectful personality. He deserves the high appreciation from the NELTA Forum. May I request our guest of honor, the General Secretary of NELTA Center, Ishari Bahadur Adhikari sir, to give the words from the center and put the words of well wish for the program. Thank you. It's over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll not take much time. NELTA chair of Dang branch, Mr. Puskar Adhikari, and in the team of NELTA Dang, all the central committee members attending this Zoom meeting of the opening session, all the members from the provinces and the branches, all the government dignitaries present here, all the live members and the guests. This is indeed a great pleasure and privilege for me for inviting in this opening session of the training with the theme virtual learning and alternative pedagogy. Actually, sometimes the problems are there, but the problems also, when they go away, they leave something, good marks and bad marks. So it seems like this pandemic situation has offered us something new, that we can meet together, we can learn together, and we can work together kind of attitude has developed wherever everybody can to find the provinces and the branches conducting such trainings quite frequently on various very interesting and very I would like to wish you all the best to make the training as effective as possible, because I have seen the list of the trainers. They are really experienced hands. They know, they can share what they have also learned throughout their professional life. In the meantime, they are also good learners themselves. So finding the trainers also, list of the trainers, I'm very excited that this training is going to be really, really interesting and fruitful. So from the NELTA Center, our best wishes, and also congratulations that you made it possible. I'll not take much time because in these virtual trainings, sometimes, we never know how long time it's going to take to get connected from various places. So my best wishes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ishwari sir, for your inspiring remarks and well wish for the NELTA branch. By the only by the help of the center we can do something in the district or in the branch. So we hope for your continuous support, continuous um, brooding. Let's say continuous brooding from you. Uh, Thank you. And now may I request for the guest, Homraj Khadga, the CC member, Homraj Khadga sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh, Thank you. And may I request Mr. Dhuniraj Giri sir, the CC member of NELTA. Dhuniraj Giri sir. So now, Dhuniraj Giri sir, may I request you as the guest? Thank you. Now, uh, here our chief guest, let's confirm. Our vice sir, Dhuniraj sir, I have
Ajay,
requested you to take the seat of guest.
thank you, sir.
Now, mm, okay, it's the time of the chief guest. May I request Ramlal Khadga sir, our respected sir Ramlal Khadga. Now, let's move this forum to the real sessions. For that, we are waiting, and our participants are also eagerly waiting for. So, uh, our first presenter, the very respectful person from on behalf of Dang Nelta, the founding chair, the Mr. Durga Prashad Pandey is very really eagerness to present his class. Now let me talk his brief bio. Mr. Durga Prashad Pandey is a MOOC mentor and freelance teacher trainer who is MA in ELT and MSc in value education. हजुर सर नहीं आउँदैन नि मैले दुर्गा सरलाई भन्नु लाग्छ आउनुभयो भने बिचमा के गरौँला सर हजुर ए लाइन त भर्खरै आयो ठिकै छ म उसको हाम्रो दुर्गा सरको बायो भन्दैछु सर he sorry for the inconvenience. Durga Prasad Pandey is a mentor and freelance teacher trainer who is MA in ELT and MSc in value education and spirituality. He has been serving NELTA Province 5 as the Vice President and Branch Advisor in Dang. He has also worked as a school ambassador of British Council to improve schools on International School Award throughout Nepal. He is currently coordinating to promote collaborative projects with international teacher student communities at his school. He is the founding chair of NELTA Dang. Yes, over to you, Durga Prasad Pandey, sir. Durga, sir.
He's in muted position, sir.
Yeah?
He's in muted position. Please unmute his mic.
Muted?
Yeah. Durga sir's mic is muted, sir.
Vice Chair, sir. Shall you confirm? Durga, sir. Today, because of the load shedding, many inconveniences has occurred. there is the frequent load shedding in Dang. Maybe because of that, please, all of the respectful personalities. Uh,
Once more, you should say, okay?
Once more. Is he here?
Yeah, he does enter, okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Durga sir?
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, just
This
I
is
think because of the
Once
load
more.
shedding. Just I talked about your bio,
okay.
as you
Thank
are
you
the
so
very
much.
first presenter of the today's virtual training.
Okay,
And shall I repeat it once again?
not
Okay, I
necessary.
will
Not
repeat.
necessary.
I will
Let's
repeat
start better.
very briefly. I will repeat very briefly. Now, mm, Mr. Durga Prashad Pandey is a MOOC mentor and freelance teacher trainer who is MAd in ELT and MSc in Value Education and Spirituality. He has been serving NELTA Province 5 as the Vice President and Branch Advisor in Dan. He's also worked as a school ambassador of British Council to improve schools on International School Award throughout Nepal. He is currently coordinating to promote collaborative projects with international teacher-student communities at his school. He is the founding teacher of Dang Nelta branch. Thank you. It's over to you. Um,
Thank you.
yes, Durga sir.
Thank you very much. Uh, okay, please, Tulsi sir, can you please allow me to share the screen?
Yes, okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Very well. Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Namaste, everyone. Me, Durga Pandey, and Damodar sir has talked a lot about me. That's more than enough. Thank you so much. At first, I would like to let's say excuse, ask for excuse because you know the irregular power supply has really triggered me in the day 4 or 5 times, and because of this, my session may be interrupted, but I'll try to rejoin it very soon. So bear with me. Thank you so much. So thank you, Nelta Dang Branch, giving me this opportunity. I just like to start my session. If we have the question, we can put in the chat box. Tulsi sir, will you please check the questions and let me
Yes, sir.
know at the end of the session?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Please, I would like to request you to cooperate for that. So welcome to virtual facilitation skills or tools. These know that because of the pandemic, a lot of things are going on virtually, and we are also intending to run our classes virtually in the days to come. So face-to-face classrooms and virtual classrooms are rather different. That is why I'm trying to put some ideas that I learned from a training course from Erasmus and trying to share those ideas and some fusion with from other sources in this training. I have been doing this virtual facilitation with different countries teachers these days. Um, Let me go ahead. This is my bio that I started my journey of uh, virtual
Yes,
facilitation.
sir. Please, you'll have the
Okay.
slide, okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
doing that.
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's talk about what is the literary meaning of facilitation. That we know most of we know very well. To facilitate is to help something, usually a process or discussion, move along. The word facilitation is derived from the Latin word that is facile, That means easy to facilitate. Then is to
Yes, sir. Durga, sir. Sound is not coming, please.
your ideas. Well, so facilitators are the guarantees of good discussion or learning. This is the one of the job of the facilitator that we guarantee the good discussion, not the discussion, good discussion. So how can we do that? Means to be a good facilitator, online facilitator, we need to apply our one style. Many of the I have seen some of the people trying to copy others style, and that really does not sound natural. So facilitation will feel and look unnatural if you are trying to copy someone else's style. If you will be at your best when you know how to put yourself into your facilitation, you know yourself. Try to make your one style. That will make your facilitation very well, very good. Uh, so what kinds of person you are? Try to understand yourself. Are you funny? Create the fun. So starting or opening will from the fun, or in the middle of the session you can become funny guy. Are you empathetic? Uh, are you perceptive? Are you critical? Are you analytical? What type of person you are? Try to understand yourself. Now let's go to the basic virtual facilitation. Basics of some fundamentals, tools, or the systems that we need to check, understand, and set before facilitating any virtual classes. Creating general ground rules. In the first of our session, Tulsi sir was displaying some ground rules. We saw there, unmute, mute something. For example, yeah, I have put here, you can add some more ideas also. For example, mute, unmute microphone, use of chat box, how to use, for what purpose to use, and raise hand. And there are some functions to raise the hand in other platform, may not be here. Um, and using emotions, different kinds of emotions are there to use, and video on and off, for what is the purpose of that, how to do that, and polite and respectful to each other. Um, these are the some of the let's say basics. One thing in point number 5 about the video I want to talk, because of the what we say, that is a cyber crime or internet security or data protection, we have to be a little bit conscious about this thing, that being on in the video, stating your background scene may attract the participants, or may trigger the participants, or may create some kinds of bias to the participants. So what we need to do, that when we are facilitating through video call, we are on the video, then what we need to understand, that what is our background scene, where we are sitting. That also makes a lot of difference. So we need to be careful on point number 5. And I'm talking about another thing, that just information about short breaks and something like that. In the ground rules, we have to set these things. After 40 minutes or after 50 minutes, we will have 5-minute break to have the tea or have water or go to toilet. These things are to be set when we are facilitating virtually. And skills on screenshots and other things, one has to teach others, teach the participants also, because to write all the points, it is difficult. So ask them, teach them how to do the screenshot. Another is technological skills, testing the tools. For example, if we are joining new platform, and if we are using a new platform, virtual platform, we need to check it, test it before we start our facilitation. Otherwise, it may have some kinds of difficulties. And we will be searching and doing here and there, moving, and what happened, what is the issue. It may waste your time. So technological skill and testing the tool before you start the facilitation, it is important part. And preparation, and some of us, me also, what I find, when I begin to share my slides and I need to show other folders and files, and I begin to search my folders and files, where is that, and minimize it, okay, and search. And something that searching takes time. And so let's open all things what we need to share and sit down to facilitate. And another problem is that connectivity. Uh, some of you are also saying the sound is not good. It may be my end or it may be your end. So connectivity checking and the quality checking is the essential part at our end, facilitators end. And
Hello,
session
Tulsiram
plans,
sir.
session plans. Yes, sir. Any problem? Damodar sir, any question?
Please,
Damodar sir.
please mute yourself.
Okay.
Welcome. Please mute yourself and participate, please.
Okay. And preparation.
Sound is not coming.
Files. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, please, please proceed ahead, sir.
Another is session plans and resources links are to be made ready so that we can make our virtual facilitation very well, easy, and effective. Talk about the tools. How learning happens in the online model. Damodar sir, can you please mute all the participants and I can unmute myself? It's coming the noise. Tulsi sir,
Yes, I'm
can you
doing.
mute all?
Sorry.
Okay, and I will unmute myself.
Yeah, I'm doing so. Okay.
Okay, thank
Mute
you.
all. Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, mute all. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Tulsi sir. Thank you. Yes. Uh, how learning happens in the online model. This is the important part that many of us we know face-to-face learning and virtual learning is little bit different. But I'm just trying to share some more ideas. Learning in the right space. What is this space? This is the most important thing. So I will be talking about what is the space in the virtual classroom. To be able to have a good constructive learning, we need to pay specific attention to what type of discussion space we create for the group. This is the important thing. Discussion space. What type of discussion space we are creating for the group? It means that the teacher, the facilitator may try to ask some easy questions or some out of the track questions that may waste the time. And sometimes what happens, uh, the discussion or the interaction or the teaching learning activities, what we are going to do and how we are creating the group work or pair work or something like that, how we are creating the space to learn, that has to be alert first before the facilitation. And facilitators do not only operate with the facilitation tools they use, but also through the space they create in the group. Space means this is the way or process you provide to the learners. The process or the way or the a kind of environment you create in the classroom for the members, for the group members, for the learners, that is the space. So be careful about this thing, how you will create the space for the learners. And one of the most important element in creating a conducive environment for learning is the presence of safety, honesty, discomfort in the learning process. Safety means the learners feel safe, that they can express their ideas freely or openly. They feel safe. And honesty is everyone speaks honestly. That is not mocking to someone or let's say something, some ideas are not from the true uh, concept of the topic. And another is discomfort in the learning process. So this is the another point the facilitator has to let's say the facilitator has to create in the virtual classroom, creating the discomfort zone that I will discuss in the next slide. uh, okay, what happened to this slide is not moving now. Okay. How learning happens in the online facilitation? The same. Safety first. What is safety? Participants should feel safe enough with each other to speak out about what they really think and feel and able to express their feelings and opinions honestly, even when it is difficult. If we create this situation, the virtual facilitation or virtual classroom becomes very much lively, active, and with good learning outcome. If they do not feel safe, the learning will shut down. The safe space as is to remain consistent in your neutral and multi-partial facilitation role. I just like to highlight something here. Our role, facilitator's role is neutral. Neutral means, you know, that not inclined to someone else more and less, but being bias free. Neutral means keeping oneself in the balance. What we do, being a teacher, myself also sometimes, we pay much attention to someone, or we ask many questions to someone else, but very less question to someone, and we try to respond very less to someone, and we try to respond more to someone, and that is not being neutral. So in virtual classroom, to have the active participation of all the members, all the learners, we need to be neutral. And multi-partial. Multi-partial means, I want to just discuss this. Multi-partial means reaching to all the students or learners who are silent, reaching to all, not only to the active, to reach to those inactive one also, and ask them something, encourage them to speak. That is the multi-partiality in the facilitation. And this is one of the role that the facilitator has to play in the online facilitation. And participants feel safe enough to listen to each other openly. When they feel safe, they can listen each other's ideas. And there is in the face-to-face classroom, maybe blaming someone or talking more about or criticizing, but in virtual it is really different. I have also felt some ideas here. It's really different than from the real classroom. The participants should not try to create or speak such kinds of words or sentences that should not be to prove others wrong. That too, the ideas or the discussion or the learning should be personal ideas, not to proving others as wrong. So if someone try to prove others wrong, they will be out of the room, or they can be silent, or they will not participate, and learning will not go ahead. Next is how learning happens. In an environment where we feel unsafe, it is really hard to take in new information. We feel easily threatened, experience panic or anxiety, and shut down. If that kinds of environment we create in the, let's say, virtual classroom. But on the other hand, in your comfort zone, where learning challenges as the we are feeling too comfortable, learning also does not happen. We then do not feel motivated to take in new information and learn. This means that comfort zone learning does not happen. So we have to lead them little bit challenging zone to make them learning further. So let's see what is learning zone. Learning zone you can see in the picture. I think the first inner circle you can see, this is the comfort zone. Okay, and here the people are they feel comfortable people, and means the students do not try to put their ideas or do not try to brainstorm in this zone, because they know the things very easily. So this zone is not creating any learn environment. Another is this comfort zone, magic zone. So here the magic happens and the learning becomes here in the middle circle. But be careful to take out from the out the discomfort zone. That is the danger zone, and that may lead the students in another panic stage or anxiety stage, and they will shut down their study. So what we do, simply start from the comfort zone and slowly lead them to discomfort zone. So let me tell you some an example of this. If students know, let's say, changing into negative using the auxiliary verb. So that is a comfort zone. They know with the auxiliary verb how to change into negative. But if you lead them to using the do verb and changing into negative, that can become discomfort zone, because the previous comfort knowledge will not help to develop to create the new knowledge, changing into negative using the do verb. So, but when you lead them directly to some difficult patterns of the making negative, that will be danger zone. And will in the danger zone, what happens? The students will try to uh, leave the classroom, or they will feel anxiety, or they will not be motivated to learn. So just from comfort to learning zone, that is discomfort zone. Create this situation environment inside your virtual classroom. Okay, if you have more question about this, we can discuss at the end of the session. Now let me go ahead. So learning zone, when participants have a basic sense of safety, it can create enough discomfort to provoke learning. The group is able to discuss topics that might be difficult for them to talk about, but important for them to really learn something valuable about each other and about themselves. This is the discomfort zone provokes learning, and essential virtual facilitation tools. That is these are the main tools that tools are to be applied when we are facilitating online classrooms. Number one is active listening. Another is observing. Another is mirroring and summarizing, good questioning or critical thinking questions, and encouraging group ownership and self-awareness. These are the very important virtual facilitation tools. Uh, we'll discuss this one by one. I'll try to make you clear. You can ask me some questions if you are not clear on this thing. So here is one activity. Let's read out the screen and try to think oneself. Let's do it in 2 minutes time. Read it. You can reflect your ideas in the chat box also. Siram sir will help me to share the ideas.
Yes, sir. Up to now, I have not found any questions in this chat box. That's way.
Okay, no
Yes, sir.
problem. So active listening means what? These two steps will make you clear. So just go through the slide. Think of a moment when you were curious, very, very curious about something. Do you have that moment? If so, how do you know you are being curious? How do you feel? What happens? What do you do at that time? Think about what happens in you. Does your body language change? What happens to your attention? How you listen? Are there also some concrete things you do when you are curious? What are they? So this step one is your, if you have some kinds of experience, you can observe yourself, feel yourself. And that is one of the part of the active listening. And another is step two, then think about a moment when you are not curious at all. What happens? But perhaps bored or not interested in the discussion or situation you are in. Some of you might be feeling now also in step two, and some of you might be feeling the step one right now. This is the because of the active listening. If I start my this tool active listening, I have to check all the participants, what is going on there, how I'm paying attention. Uh, and what situation like that can you identify? What happens to you then? Again, think about what happens in you. How is your body language? What happens to your attention and how you listen? What are some concrete things you do when you are bored or not interested?
One response
So,
in chat box, sir.
yes, let me
On
see.
Santi Amal has written, on
Mhm.
stability and restlessness occurs.
Mhm. If active listening is not there, yes. Thank you so much, Santiji. Um, okay, step one is the situation of active listening, that some kinds of reaction comes from our body language, eye contact, or your tone also changes, and you pay the attention in different way to the particular participant. That is active listening. And active listening really triggers to the listener. Also, active listening motivates to the participant. So step one is active listening, the result happen, how the result happens. And step two is not active, inactive listening, what the result will happen. You can guess yourself, you can answer yourself this question. And these questions are the clarity of active listening and inactive listening. Okay, let's go to another, mirroring and summarizing. Another tool of uh, online facilitation is mirroring and summarizing. You might have heard this word. No, what is this actually? Mirroring is just checking. How do you highlight or emphasize their learning key points so that they can move ahead, or you can take transition of another issue to discuss or learn. What happens in real classroom or virtual classroom? Now also we are doing in the same way. I'm not mirroring to anyone. I'm not getting the interaction with anyone. I'm not highlighting anyone's, or I'm not giving emphasis to anyone's learning key points. And that what happens, some participants are reluctant, and they may go passive and inactive and do not participate in the discussion, in the interaction, and there does not go any kinds of learning. That does not happen learning. So mirroring is checking, means seeing all the participants and highlighting their important points, or emphasizing their key learning points. And whatever you hear from them, note down them, keep as a record, and later on, when you summarize as a session in the middle of the session, or when there goes some kinds of anxiety among the learners, and if you want to re-motivate them, so just try to mirror and summarize the key points. That can motivate them, that can make them lively, and that can encourage them to take the ownership of learning in the virtual classroom. And what type of content or summary would be beneficial to use, and why? This is the last point we can use to move ahead after the summary. So we have to be careful on this point, mirroring and summarizing. So I'm a little elaborating it in next slide. Let's see it. What
Yeah,
type of
excuse me.
content summary? Yes. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Durga sir. If you have
Yes.
more slides, it would be better to take a little bit pace
Okay. How
because of
much
time
time I
constraint.
have? How much time I have now?
Now, if you finish within 5 minutes, it would be better. Uh,
5 minutes.
Within 10 maximum.
Okay. Maybe not that. I will go fast. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Let's do. I just wanted to discuss, but so how to use these words? Okay, stating the main comments, like who said what in the discussion. Just highlight them, stating the main discussion points or themes of the discussion, observation on the discussion and its dynamics, thereby referring views on discussion or agreement on some points, and observation on the quality of discussion. It was a lively, active discussion. If you go on triggering phrases this way, that can make your virtual classroom active and easier. Encourage and positive feedback on engagement and participation. Thanks for the great conversation. There was very active participation today, and this way you can encourage them and asking good question. Good learning process is based on the good questioning. This is the very important part of 21st century learning. If we do not ask a good question, we will not get any learning, or we will not get the good answer, or our learner will not find the correct answer. The good question provides the opportunity for the learners to learn the good way, good knowledge, good ideas. So what are the ways of asking good questions? How do you develop good questions, good probing or leading or critical thinking questions, which invite learners' personal experiences and creative ideas? These are the important parts. So good questioning, some of the ideas are here. You can see, if we don't have much time, otherwise I wanted to discuss good questioning, and this is the very challenging part for the teachers and learners both. So be prepared with opening question, leading and follow-up question, reflective question, intervening questions during the virtual session, and digging deeper questions, and critical thinking question. Let me show you one thing. You can see in the digging deeper and critical thinking questions, you can see this iceberg. You can see visible part very less. What is that? Positions and conclusions. That is the fact and information that we see direct in this real world. But invisible part is very important to learn, to discuss, to understand, to dig deeper. So the invisible part of the iceberg, that is the thing that invites through critical thinking and let's say leading probing questions, provoking questions. So what we need to understand here, according to this iceberg, as you see in the iceberg, the visible, we just teach them the visible part only, but we have missed this invisible part. As in the iceberg, you can say values, beliefs, perceptions, observation, assumption, owns, intention, needs. These kinds of things are missed in our curriculum. We just teach the textbook, and in our content we just teach them the visible parts that is above the water, but we miss and we leave this invisible part. Uh, if we could have another time, next session, I could discuss this more later on. Let me go ahead. Good questioning, checking the how can we make the good question qualities. We can make the good question. For example, is it open-ended question? Is it inclusive, or does it exclude anyone? Does it lead to some specific answer, and does it provide alternative? Breadth of question means very broad question, long question, topic focusing, or specific or not. These are the some of the ways of checking good questions. How can we check that my questions are good? These are the some ways. You can test keeping under these questions and check your question whether you have the good questions to ask or not. It can be used in the virtual classroom, or in the while you take the exams, or in the real classroom also. These are the very important part of developing good questions. Okay, good questioning, open-ended questions. Some of the ideas are given here. You might be very well known with these points. Tell us more about your view on something, and what do you think about these types of question. Invite the invisible part of the iceberg, not the visible part. So these types of questions invite deeper learning to the learners. And What is observation and reflecting back to the group members? Observation means reflecting back to the group members. It is similar to mirroring, but little bit different. How will you alert that the learners in the virtual room are actively participating? What words or phrases you use? For example, you can see the example. I'm noticing that only a few people are talking. It seems like there are a lot of strong emotion in this room, and this is an issue that people really deeply believe. I noticed nodded your head and something. This phrase keeps the students alert, attentive, and motivated. And this is another tool, that is the observation in the virtual classroom. Another tool is observation in virtual classroom. Tools like reframing, calling on particular people can effectively shift the dynamics. These are some of the ways of observation. The observation we see just seeing through our eyes, and this is the very in-depth observation. It has little bit different meaning. You can take the screenshot and study on yourself. Because of time, lack of time, I'm sorry. What is self-awareness in virtual facilitation? You can see, know the culture diversity of participants, know the level of education of the learners, balance your language and tone to invite more active participation, be self-aware about virtual triggering points and imbalances, be familiar with technology you are using and orient the participants the same. Thank you. I went very fast. If you have any questions, how much time we have? 2-3 minutes. I'll try to satisfy you the questions answered. Thank you so much. Okay, Damodar sir. Tulsiram sir.
Yeah.
Damodar sir. Yeah, my slide is this. Can I stop slide?
Yes, sir, please. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yes, please.
Now stop, please.
Okay.
Please, if you have the questions, yes, sir. Or you may put the question in chat box. I think the participants are quenched by our sir's presentation. So they have appreciated the presentation. Thank you, Durga sir, for your insightful learning. Now, just these days we are turning to the virtual learning, and you have raised many things. You have answered the many queries of the participants to make the teaching learning effective and child friendly. I hope this session is very, very beneficial for us all, because we have talked about lots of things, how to taking the student from discomfort zone to the comfort zone, or uncomfort zone to the comfort zone, and other idea, the questioning
Comfort with discomfort.
questions, the questions you have put means good questions. This is the very excellent thing. I think the participants liked this. Because of the questioning, we can we can go to the deeper knowledge, and we can construct the knowledge by the open-ended questions. I think all these are the very nice things you have shared to our participants. I hope this was very wonderful for all.
It's okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation, good sir, Durga sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the inconvenience that we had announced. This second session would be the session of home share, and because of the emergency, home share and Man Bahadur Khadka sir, they have replaced their classes, and now Man Bahadur Khadka sir is presenting this time. So let me read the very short bio of Man Bahadur Khadka sir. First of all, we would like to congratulate Man Bahadur Khadka sir for being appointed as the education officer in Tulsipur sub-metropolitan city. and he is the education officer, and he has presented papers in international conference of NELTA, ANET India, and has conducted different teaching training and workshop. He has participated in a 2-week workshop in US West University in California as a participant of exchanging program. His major interest is use of technology in ELT, and this in this forum, he is dealing with promoting teaching learning activities using LMS. We hope that all of our participants will like his session because the LMS, the use of LMS has become the demand of this time. So may I request Mr. Man Bahadur Khadka sir to proceed the session, please.
So thank you so much, Damodar sir. Okay, so first of all, namaste to all of you and welcome to you in this virtual session. So as our Damodar sir has already mentioned that I'm just working in place of our Homraj Khadka sir, as he is busy somewhere today and he will be presenting tomorrow on the second session. So welcome to you all once again. Today I will be talking about some LMS, Learning Management System. So basically I'm not going to discuss about all the LMS. There are more than 200 LMS. If you just Google it, you will find it. But today I'll be talking about what LMS is, and we will have, let's say, discussion on just ILMS. So you can keep your words on your chat box. Learning management system. So what do you think? What learning management system is? And we say it LMS insert. So this is just the simple thing. A learning management system is a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting, automation, and delivery of educational courses, training programs, or learning and development programs. So see, these are some of them are web-based and yes, we can say cloud-based as well. So the LMS, Learning Management System, which has been so popular these days due to this pandemic situation. So let me tell you something about few LMS, Learning Management System, as our previous speaker, Mr. Pandey has talked about virtual facilitation. So this is also just a part of it. These are not all in all, but they are some means to facilitate. So the first one is Google Classroom. So Google Classroom nowadays, during this pandemic situation of COVID-19, this Google Classroom has been so popular, not only in Nepal, but I can see some of my friends from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, they have been using this Google Classroom. And, you know, this is very simple as well. This is one of the simplest, I say. I guess this is one of the simplest LMS that we can use for our students. And Edmodo, this is also very similar to the Google Classroom. Edmodo is also one of the next LMS. Easy Class, Canvas, Moodle, Talent LMS, these are a few to mention over here. So today, I'm just trying to depict you about Google Classroom, how we can create our classroom, how we can join our classroom, how we can take our students, how we can bring our students together within a same platform. So before telling this, let me talk to you about synchronous and asynchronous learning. And this LMS Google Classroom, however, is asynchronous learning, but this is just a product of Google. So we can use Google Meet as an synchronous learning as well. So let us talk a few things about Google Classroom. Is my sound audible? Can anyone ensure me?
Yes, sir, please, very clear.
So thank you so much. All right, so as this is the page of Google Classroom, I can say what Google Classroom is. Yes, this is the classroom. Let me say the virtual classroom, the way of facilitating virtually, and this is cloud-based classroom. Yes, just we cannot say that Google Classroom is one of the best classroom, but I can say, I guess from my perspective, from my point of view, this is one of the simple web-based, cloud-based classroom that we can create and engage our students through different activities. So it helps our teachers create and collect assignment paperlessly, include time-saving features. It can that is like make a copy of Google document for each student. We can just create it, and it creates drive folders as well for each assignment and students. Once you will create a classroom, it goes if you just create a drive folders in Google Drive folders, it goes directly there. You don't need to save anything over there. It automatically goes in the Google Drives. And what the next stage, students also can keep track of what's due on assignment, what they have already turned in, I mean what they have already finished, and begin working with just a click. And the next thing is the teacher, for example, what if I have created a Google Classroom, I can see my students who has done, who has not done it. So it means that the teachers also can track. And sorry. All right. So even the teachers can work and provide direct feedback, real-time feedback, marks from within classroom as well. So as I have already mentioned that synchronous learning is also possible using Google Meet, as this is also the product of Google. This is also a tool of Google. So we can, let's say, use Google Meet for our face-to-face, let me say, synchronous type of learning, online learning directly. So how to create and join it then? Let me go back. Let me show you, let me stop sharing. I will go back, share. Let me share. Okay, is my?
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, let me, new tab. So first of all, to create Google Classroom, let us first try Classroom, google.com. Once you will click, yesterday I'm not going to talk about what is the process of sign-in process, what is the process of sign-up process, you know, because is there any speaking? Can anyone mute? I would like to request Damodar sir, let's say our Tulsi sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so see, as I already mentioned that I don't want to go with the sign up process and sign in process, login process. Once you are done, this is the home page, and these are the classes that I have created, that I was involved in. So to create or to join, you can see here Google Classroom. There are the three options, three lines. So you can check it here, but you can see here plus sign. Yes, you can see plus sign. Once you click it here, it shows two options: join class or create class. So let me go with create class because this is just a kind of let me depict with practical. So see, let me go back, and you will see this page: using classroom at a school with students. If so, your students, G Suite for Education, learn more. There are so many things you can read, and just click it here. I have read and understood. I have read and understood and understand the above notice, and I am not using classroom at a school with students. So let's stick it there and continue. Class name. Okay, so I would like to have some of your sounds. So can anyone unmute yourself, unmute your microphone, and then suggest me what, let's say, what kind of the name can we suggest? For an example, class name. Okay, so class name, like if I'm teaching there in Padmoday, sorry, Padmoday Secondary School. Done. That's fine. Section. Let us give it English. English. What is the room? You can keep it A. Sometimes you can divide your students in different rooms. Rooms, it means that you can divide them into the group. For group, room A, room section A, something like that. Let us create it. Once you will create, you will see. Okay, creating. Come on. Okay, Padmoday Secondary School done. And one thing you can say, once you click it here, this is the code that you can join now, right? So I will ask you to join, not now because I have not assigned anything. Before that, I would like to go with the theme. If you wish to keep upload your photos, you can upload it from here, right? From your computer. I have any photos, so let me not do that. You can select any one of the theme, like English and history. Okay, let me select this one. Okay, select. Sorry. Okay. This is the class designed for the students of class 10. We will interact and learn together. Okay, suppose this is the one that I posted for my students. This is the class designed for the students, whatever you would like to share with your students, right? So once you do it, you will post it. Okay, so once you are done, you can add some work, right? You can assign work to your class here. See, once you click it here in the create button, you will see there are so many options over here. For an example, without giving material, I'm just asking my students to write down here assignment. Assignment, let me write down here briefly introduce yourself. Briefly introduce yourself, sorry. As in example. So see, now example, I can example here, like, hi, I am Man Bahadur Khadka. I am a teacher at Padmoday School. Padmoday School. Done. I love learning and sharing knowledge and skills. That's perfect. All right. So now, oh, sorry. This is, okay, now see, title you can write down introduction. Yes. Introducing yourself. Now this is the instruction. Briefly introduce yourself as shown in the example. Basically, why we need to give example is like some of our students may spend their much time, let's say, thinking about their own example, their own introduction, what to write, because I am a student of this, I live in here, I am the son of blah blah blah, because they will have so many options. Yes, we can give one example, or to see their creativity, we may not even give the example, we can just assign them to introduce themselves. So if you would like to add any link, any thing like a link file or anything from YouTube, yes, even you can just share the link of a video introducing own self from YouTube, and then we can post it. So if you go back, if you go down, you can see here create, right? You can just create here Google Doc, slide, sheet, drawing, forms. What would you like to write? So you can keep it here Google Doc. Now see, they will be shared with one person. Now see, let us go back. So got it. This is the Google Doc, right? And now you can give the point. So for your introduction part, you may not grade it, or you can give just 10. You can give just, sorry. You can just give them 10 marks. It's up to you. Let me select this ungraded. And would you like to give any due? If it is ungraded, you cannot make it due, right? If you grade it, something like, let me write it 10. This is 10. Now you will have, oh, what is this? Now see, today is 23rd. You can give them this 24th, right? Do you like to add any topic? Yes, introduction, right? So you can give rubric like, you can give them if they write this, right? You can give them excellent or very good, wonderful, or something like that. Now once you do it, keep it here, or click it here in the sign, assign here, right? Introduction yourself. And once again, click it here, material. For an example, you are giving the first one. I have here of text of class 10. The topic is giving. Let me copy here. Okay, the title is giving, withholding, and reporting permission. So the description is read the following text and answer the questions. Or you can just give them the description of the title, like this is a lesson from class 10, and it is based on or whatever, something like this. And you can either you can paste. We have two options. Either we can post okay, let me go with this. Doing business, we can give them the whole text. All right, just copy it, and now you can paste it here. All right, this is the text. Or you can give them, you can just save it somewhere there in your computer, and then you can just add the link, add the file. For example, I can just click the book from here. Select from your device. I have book class 10, book class 10 somewhere here. Okay, this is the book. Or you can just save your Word file and upload it here, something like this. We have, so I said it, we have two options. So I can now, once it is saved, just post it here. Okay, so this is the part. Again, would you like to do anything like questions? Now again, we have the same, we have question here in the book. How do the Canadian, go back? It's so easy, you know. Go back. How do the Canadians greet each other? This is a short question. Instruction. You can read the text. Read the text and answer the question. All right. So again, ask. You can, while assigning the question, you can always go there in the right corner. So this is how we go. And would you like to invite any people? So even you can invite your teachers here. See, if you will type your name, it sends the email. It sends email to the teacher. Let me cancel it. And if we have, if our student have email, if we have collected the email of our students, we can even assign here. But so again, streaming is whatever seems here. So this is the due one. Sorry.
अनि यदि त्यसो आएन भने फेरि डिस्कनेक्ट गर्ने फेरि जोइन गर्ने अनि यही देखाउँछ के.
So once you wanted that, oh my God, I just posted it, but I was not finished. How? Okay. All right, see. Okay, you said that, oh, so sorry, I just posted it without finalizing. How can I edit? So we have option here, right? We can just, how do I do it? Suppose this is one, we have assigned here something like this, and we will see these three dots, right? Once you will see it, you will just click it here, and then you can edit it here. And whether you would like to give 10 points, let us give 10 points, or 5 marks for this, it's up to you. No due dates, you can keep due dates from here. So we can keep it here. And what is the time? Time also can be done 9:59 p.m. or 12 a.m. Sorry, 12 a.m. or something like this. So no topic means you can click it here, answer question, right? Now student can reply to each other, or student can edit answer. What is the option that you are providing for your student? This matters. Once you click it here, the students can edit their answer. If you will just, if you will not click here, the students will just reply, but they will not be able to edit it, right? So again, let us go, save it, update. This is the same process of creating your quiz. So even we can click here quiz. Yes, we can keep on adding. We can, this is the blank quiz, right? So once you will click it here, you will see. Now see, this is the blank quiz. You can write here unit 1. Sorry, take a 2. Okay, so the first one is unit 1, form introduction. This quiz has been designed to ensure the comprehension of lesson. Let me say, now you know how to do it, right? So add it here, add question here, like how do we wish in Nepal when we meet for the first time? This is the question. This is the multiple choice item. You can write here, Namaste. Good morning. Hi. Hello. So sorry, what is this? Hello. Now this is the correct answer. So just click it here. This is the correct one, right? Answer key. Which one is the answer key? This namaste is the answer key, right? Add answer feedback. You can even add feedback or something like this. You can just go on keeping your posting your answers. How do Americans each other? For an example, you are giving check boxes. I mean that if two or more than two answers are correct, you can write check all that apply, and you start giving options like shaking hands. What else? Hugging each other. What else?
Kissing.
With a smile. Would you like to add any more? Because all the answers are correct. Let us suppose all the answers are correct. We can just click it here. These are the green signals. One are correct. Done. So the points for this is, you can even give them the number point. So you can make it a required one so that they cannot move on ahead without answering. Again, required. Okay, fine. All right, so these are just the examples, and you can just send it here. Where would you like to send? Via link. Okay, link. You can make it certainly URL, copy it, right? You just copy it, go back. So this is your assignment. Now you can add the link, paste it here, add link. See, this is the link, unit 1. This is the link that our students can do it. All right, so so ladies and gentlemen, I would like to let me again go with this due date. Let us make it 25th. Time is okay. No topic means we can make it quiz. Q-U-I-Z. Sorry. Q-U-I-Z. Title is, let us keep it quiz. We can assign it here. All right. Now, once you will see, you can see here, these are the upcoming due dates. How introducing yourself, how do, what is this? Due Wednesday and due Thursday. This is the quiz Thursday. If you would like to view all, you can view here as well. So see, introducing yourself, how do the Canadians greet each other? This is the question. Yes. And these are the assigned one. So again, go back. I am now going to share this one. Okay, once you are done, if the students will do it, you can grade it here. People, you can, we have no people with us. I have 0 students. So now I would like to request you one more thing. So this is not only accessible with our laptops or digital gadgets like computer or something like this, but also with our smartphones. We can install Google Classroom from our Play Store, and then we can proceed ahead with whatever the assignment that we are trying to assign with our students. We can create this kind of classroom with the help of our smartphones as well. So I would like to request any few of you to go with classroom.google.com and click their plus sign, and then type it URIRU3Y, so that we can have some practical. I can show you that some of our students, you assume yourself as a student. This is my request to you all. Yes, anyone, let me say a few of you can connect. Few of you can go with classroom.google and then google.com, and then you can click their plus button, plus sign, and then type their URIRU3Y. This is the code for Padmoday Secondary School done, my class, I mean the class that I have created, right? So you can even do this. Is anybody coming here with me? Please unmute your microphone, then you can speak.
Yes, okay. We are trying.
So are you coming with me? I mean, will you join this class so that I can demonstrate all
Yes,
of
yes.
my friends?
Yeah, okay. I'm coming.
Yeah,
Any
I'm
others
there.
can come. Tulsi sir, thank you so much. You can please go on with this. You can just type this code and join my classroom so that I can demonstrate with all the dears, with all the respected ones.
Yeah.
URIRU3Y. Yes, you can also let's say check your settings, whether your comments on your post, comments that mention you, private comments on work. It's all about your notification, whether you are going to receive email.
Man Bahadur sir,
Yes,
code
please.
once more, please.
Okay, code. Sorry. Okay, this is the URIRU3Y.
URI.
3Y. URIRU3Y. And this is the code automatically created by this, let's say, apps. Google Classroom creates the Google code, I mean the classroom code. So you don't need to, you need not bother about it.
Anwar sir,
Please.
Can you?
Okay. Some questions are here. I want to know the steps again, sir. Good afternoon. How can we show videos? Yes. Now, I would like to Krishna Prasad Pokhrel Dan. How can we show videos? This is a very simple way. You can even click here classwork, and then click here material, and then you can add YouTube. You can add some link. You can add some Google Drive link. You can add some files. I hope that I addressed your question. Once you will do it, for an example, if you wish to show the video of YouTube, you can click here and then YouTube open. What is the URL? Search video. For an example, introducing. Let me search introducing each other. How to introduce yourself to other people? Something, for example, this is the now I will add here. Once I will add, I can again in intro. Now I can post it here. Now our students can see this video. Did I get Krishna sir? Did I address your question? Okay. Our Umesh Kumar Pokhrel sir is here with me. Let me go back. I would like to show you. Now people, all right, see. Ghanshyam Acharya, Gopal, Basyal sir, Vishnu Bhattrai, Sumitra Bhattrai, Harilal Chaudhary, T.R. Dangi, Bhuvandev Kotar, Saraswati Gautam, Jayanta Giman. All right, so thank you so much to all of you. Now see, can anyone do it so that I can show you too? Okay. Stream. Umesh Kumar Pokhrel, thank you for your nice session. He has written here. Diram Katal, thank you for your practical session. Thank you very much. Now I can see it's wonderful. Thank you so much that I can ensure that my students are active enough. I can see the students who have done and who have not, and I can again alert my students who has not been involved here. So this is just a way. This is just a way to let me say create our classroom. Let me now see, you have not done anything, right? So nothing has been shown here. Out of 100, which is 100, how to the let's say the next question is out of 5. Introducing yourself is out of 10. Nobody has done it, so let me say that it has not been graded. The teacher will just look at this first page, and then you can see it here. Very interesting, Ganesh Acharya. Okay. Samir Magar commented on intro. Intro, one comment, you can see it here. One class comment. Thank you so much, sir. Samir Magar. Yeah. Okay. This you can pause, otherwise I'm done with my presentation. Is the scene? Is this seen to students also? Yes. It's whether you select it for you click it there. They can edit it. They can see it. Of course, they can. Rohandev Kota sir. Rohandev Kota sir is also of this, how to create and how to conduct the class of this Google Classroom.
Excuse me, sorry. Do students need a Google account for Google Classroom? This question.
Of course, yes. Yes, of course, because without Google Classroom, I mean Gmail account, let me say Google account, as this is the product of Google, so it is essential to come up with your Gmail account.
Shanti Ammal
So
also poses a question. It is seen to student also.
Sorry?
It is seen to students also. She has posed a question.
Okay.
It is seen to students also.
Yes, this is also seen for students. They can do what other friends have done, but privately, if you have assigned the question, but if you have assigned a question or if it is assignment, you the friends or the, let's say, students may not see. Yes, students may not see their friends' answers, but if it is public, if it is just comments, they will do it. Okay, Tika sir has asked a question. What about the introducing yourself question? Where should we write our introduction part? Oh, there should be Google Doc, but I might have missed it. If it is the case, we can do it, right? We can just add Google Doc where we can write down the answers, and you have to turn in. Once you are done, you have to turn in.
There is another question, sir.
Okay.
Which LMS is best? Which LMS is best?
All right, thank you so much. Basically, while telling this one, so let me share you. Let me stop sharing. Let me stop sharing, and then let us talk. So basically, while talking about LMS, we cannot say that this particular LMS is wow, wonderful, but as we are, let's say, we are not the native users, so we can choose the one that is very. So I prefer to go with Google Classroom, or we can go with Edmodo. But Easy Class, Canvas, Moodle, let's say Talent LMS. These are, I have whatever the LMS that I have tried. As I already said that there are so many, we cannot just limit ourselves within this 5 or 6 LMS. We have so many, but I feel like Google Classroom is one of the simplest LMS that we can use for our students in our present context of our country.
Okay, there is one more question. How can we link Google Classroom to Google Meet for online video conferencing?
All right, yes, Google Meet for our online conferencing. I just muted it. Google Meet is also one of the, let's say, a product of Google. So we can, for an example, once you will go, oh, I have not shared. Wait a minute. What is that? Okay, for an example, you will see here meet.google.com, and you have to schedule a video for Google Calendar, or you can just start a meeting. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Well,
clearly seen, sir. Okay, so you can see here camera failed because my camera is already been used with the Zoom. So join now. Now see, this is the meet. This is the link. You can add people. Add people, like you can invite your group here. So there are some of dear colleagues that I can invite. They are in my list. Or okay, let me go with this. Now see, we can copy this one, right? And again go back. Stream. Share with your friends. Now you post it. Once they will click it, or this is the link. Once they will click it, they all will come up with my session. Before that, you need to think that you have scheduled. You have scheduled Google Meet. Let me go back. Did I address the question?
Perhaps, I think, sir, if Kamal Raj Dal is here,
okay, please.
He might have got the idea.
How can we link Google Classroom to Google Meet for online Kamal Raj Dal online video conferencing? Yes, Google Classroom also can be linked with Google Meet. Yesterday, I just did with my friends. It is there in. Let me go back. Wait. Okay, class setting. Can you see my, let's say, screen? Is my screen visible over there?
yes, sir. Screen, not your photo. Yeah, only. Not a screen. Screen share, not. I have not seen your screen share yet.
Oh, okay. Divya Adhikari, Divya Adhikari is asking, how can we create Google Meet account and password same for every classes? Oh, that's great. Divya Adhikari ji, what we can do is, once you will do it, let me again do the same. Let me share. I would like to address this question. For example, this is the, let's say, Google Meet, and this is the page. Once you will type it meet.google.com, and you will see here schedule video meeting for Google Calendar. Once you will click it there, you will see this calendar.
Ask questions, please.
What is the topic? For example, Padmoday school. This is the Padmoday school. This is the, let's say, name, and you just click it here all day and save, right? Once you will go back, Now see, you will see here Padmoday school, and it will once you will click it here, the code will be same wherever you would like to, whenever you would like to use it. That is just a process. Thank you. Can I edit documents in Google Classroom? Okay, they can. It's already, I have, Sridhar sir, I have already mentioned that once you will click, it is all about your setting. Once you will click in the setting, you will see whether you can let your students edit or not. It's up to you. So if you have any other questions, you can please. Otherwise, I am done with my presentation. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And one more thing is that if you feel if you want, you can again go with Edmodo. I can also prefer. I can also recommend Edmodo, because Edmodo is also one of the simplest one. And you can even create online courses, you know, with even Canvas. Yes, Canvas is has no limitation. Google Classroom has a limitation, like we cannot add 100 students within a group. Yes, Moodle does not access our students. Let's say bringing our more than 100 or more than that students. But Canvas, it has number of let's say we have access with large students. So Canvas, creating Canvas is a little bit, let's say, a technical part. I tried it, even I tried it, I have created a course, but our students may not be, let's say, comfortable with that.
Then it won't be that much fruitful.
Yes,
okay, for
yes,
our students.
Exactly, Dibbe sir, exactly. If our students are unable to use it comfortably,
I have been using the Zoom for several days, but I haven't got more than 40-minute time. Is there any way to extend our time the way we have been conducting this meeting? Okay, for last 1 hour in the same way, if classes can be run like
all right,
this.
see, nowadays due to this during this pandemic situation, there are so many others like Boob, B-O-O-B, Boob. If you just try it, it allows unlimited talk time. It allows, let's say, 300 participants once a time. And for 75 minutes, you can go with jitsi.com, sorry, jitsi.org. And if you just wish to go with Zoom, you have to pay for it. It's a pro version, right? And for during this pandemic situation, Google Meet has given up to 100 participants and unlimited talk time. So for this, as I have shared the process of scheduling your meeting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you so much.
Yeah, please.
Okay, how do we, Durga Prashad Khatri sir has written, how do we confirm the attendance of students? So, Durga sir,
one more important question. How can we keep attendance in Zoom, sir? Is there any way?
Sorry?
Attendance of the students.
All right, so in Google Meet, we have wonderful extension, Google extension, Google, let's say attendance. Once you, let's say, once you extend it, once you add extension, you no need to worry about your students' attendance, right? Because let's say apps, the Google itself capture the students' name list and with the time as well. And otherwise, if you wish to go with your offline, you can do it with your Excel as well, Excel sheet. I hope I addressed your question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
Oh, Kamal Raj, sir has, can you show us? Yes, of course, if I have time. Let me ask with Damodar sir and Tulsi sir.
Please, there is a lack of time today.
All right, so Kamal Raj Dal sir, I can let me share you my wait just 2 minutes, sir, just 2 minutes. Let me share. Okay, this is khadkamanu07@gmail.com. This is my email. If you can see, you can email me. I can share you the process, please. So thank you so much to NELTA Dan for this platform that you provided opportunity for me to share a few lines that I have learned among my dear and respected ones. So thank you so much to the entire team. Thank you.
Thank you, Man sir. Wonderful ideas. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Man sir. Actually, for your practical session, very much fruitful in this pandemic situation. Most of the teachers are continuing their classes from using Zoom, and other Google Meet and others, and some of them are using Edmodo, and then some of them are using this Google Classroom also. So this is very much fruitful. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, it's my pleasure. Pleasure is all mine.
Okay.
Thank you for your excellent sharing with practical skills, promoting teaching learning activities using LMS for our students. And I hope that the participants of all teachers are benefited with this skill. I'm thanking you. Lots of thanks on behalf of NELTA Dan, and I hope that you will also provide your precious time in the days to come. Now, as we are running out of time, so we have a very busy schedule, and still we have 2 sessions more.
All right.
For that, for the third session of the day, we have the session by Shyama, Miss Shyama Khanal. Miss Shyama Khanal is lecturer of English at Janta campus, Nepal Sanskrit University, Dang. She is life member of NELTA, executive committee member of NELTA, Dang branch. She is also former access instructor, seat court at Dang. Her education qualification is MA and MA in English. She has presented several papers in national and international conferences, Nepal, Malaysia, and Finland. She's teacher trainer with several experiences in online courses, and recently she has been chosen as the member of NELTA Forum editor. So we would like to congratulate her. Now our present topic is MOOCs for the professional development of teachers. Now it's over to you, Shyama ma'am. Thank you.
श्यामा मैडम का म्यूट छ अनम्यूट गराउँ न
Your mic is mute.
Okay, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
I'm here now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Namaste and good afternoon, everybody. Okay, I will first share my screen. Okay. Is it visible?
Yeah, ma'am, it's okay.
Okay, sir. MOOCs for professional development of teachers. And I want to know how many of you have done courses in Coursera or MOOC. Can you type in chat box yes or no? Just I want to know how many of you are new in MOOC today. Okay. MOOCs for professional development of teachers. MOOC in... Yes, sir. Any problem?
No problem. No problem, ma'am.
Okay then. Okay, sir. Today I'm going to discuss on these mainly 4 topics. I think some of you may be, you are expert on using digital technology and MOOC as well. Today's my presentation is for the beginners. Let's go to the theoretical concept first, and then we will have a demo of how to enroll in MOOC. So first, understanding about MOOCs, and then who are the course providers, and enrollment, how we enroll in course, and we will do practical session at last. First, what is MOOC? MOOCs are courses delivered online and accessible to all for free. And there are so many terms which are related to MOOCs. MOOC, massive open online course. What does this M indicate? It is for what is massive. Massive is the course providers, maybe 100 or maybe millions of students can enroll in it, and it is open. That open means it is either open registered, open content, free of charge, affordable. And another one is it is a real-time interaction. It is a very online. And last one, C, it is a course. That course is self-paced, and there is start and ending date, and college credits, and gadgets, role of instructor, learning community, and this are unlimited. It is open. Everyone can enroll in it. It is online because these types of courses are delivered via the internet. It is a course because there is goal to teach, and it is a specific subject. MOOCs typically comprise, in MOOC, we can have video lessons, readings, assignments, and discussion forums. And start and deadlines of MOOCs. Some MOOCs can be started at any time. Others start at regular intervals, every few weeks or months. Some are seldom offered, sometimes reappearing after a year of absence. Finally, some stop being offered entirely, so that these MOOCs are self-paced. There are some deadlines, which is easy for us to go ahead, and there are assignments, but those assignments, they have deadline. We have to finish those assignments in certain time period. But even when they involve a schedule, MOOCs remain flexible. You study when it suits you best, day or night, whenever you like. You can have or you can learn any course you like. And there are so many advantages of MOOC. That is time saving, money saving, flexibility, easily accessible, open schedule, and there are so many choice on online course or MOOC. And there are 2 categories of here, course makers and providers. In one part, there is MOOC maker, and MOOC makers are made by, MOOCs are made by universities. Some of the first and most active MOOC makers are Stanford, MIT, Harvard. These are MOOC makers, and some MOOCs are made by companies such as Microsoft or Google, or by various organizations such as EIEE or the Linux Foundation. And course providers are different than course makers. Course providers are such, here are Coursera, edX, FutureLearn, Udacity. These are course providers. So it's on those platforms and other that students actually take books. Yes, we can see in this picture, these are not course makers, but these are course providers. Canvas, Coursera, edX, HBX, all these are FutureLearn, Udemy, Udacity. These are course providers. And duration, MOOC range in length from 1 week to 16 weeks long. Must provide an estimate of the weekly time commitment although this may vary significantly from one student to another. I'm going a bit fast in these slides. These are just like handouts. We have another practical session, so I am running fast in these slides. And there are auto-graded quizzes, that is quizzes that are automatically graded upon submission, such as multiple choice questions. When we do this type of question, then automatically it gives grade at the same time. There is another assignment, peer feedback assignment, that is assignment that is graded by other students according to a specific rubric. And your performance on this assignment then determines your overall course grade. One thing is to be noted that instructors don't grade you in MOOC, only there are peers who grade you. So that it is, there is peer graded assignment, it is called. Why you take MOOC? Do you want to take a MOOC? There are so many reasons of taking MOOCs: switch careers, or for gain a promotion, or you take MOOC because you want better job, improve your job prospects, or simply for the pleasure of learning. Also, some people, they take MOOC. Or other important considerations are, do you want to take the full MOOC or just part of it? How much time can you dedicate to the course weekly? Are you looking for an introductory, intermediate, or advanced course? What kind of course you want? What kind of course that meet your level? According to that, you can choose course in MOOC. Decide the course based on your goals, potential prerequisites, course content, difficulty, and these criteria, they determine that which type of course you will take. And next is enrolling and credentials. You can enroll any course. You can enroll it as free auditing, paid enrollment, verification, or at last you get certificates. These are some of my certificates which I have done. And this is of Coursera certificate. This is Teaching English Now Foundational Principle. This is first part of Station Part 1. And this is of Adult Academic. And this one is from American English A Teacher Program. There was one course. These are other courses which I have completed, and other certificates. There is no space, so I have only point out some certificates of courses that I have completed. MOOCing is very easy. Let's MOOC. Are you ready for practical session? Am I audible to everyone? Damdar sir?
Yes, please go on.
Yes, we are listening, madam.
Yes, it's very clear. Okay.
Okay, then let's go to practical session for Coursera. I am doing today one book, that is Coursera. First of all, we have to go to coursera.org. You can see your laptop just now too. Okay, I will share a screen. Just 1 minute. Another one.
You start sharing first of all, please. Then please first of all stop the sharing screen at first. Okay, your slide. Then
Okay, sir.
yeah. Of course, okay. Yeah.
Okay then.
Mhm.
And then after, let's go to Zoom. New sharing. Wait, share screen. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it's not okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, then when we go to coursera.org, then this type of screen appears. And from here, we can log in. We can log in, or first of all, we can explore. From this explore, we can explore any faculties. Here are arts and humanities, business, computer science, data science, any faculties you like. Or from this box, directly we can go to any course we like. Just like, let's in English. In English, what type of course we can find? English pronunciation. Let's enter. Okay, there are so many courses relating to English pronunciation. Vowel of American English pronunciation, understand and be understood. Teach English now. What happened to NEET? Okay, let's go to tricky American English pronunciation, for example. And let's first tricky American English pronunciation. This type of screen appears. Okay, then don't be very in a hurry that directly enroll for free or join for free. Don't do this, because these courses, they outwardly they say these are free, but some when we go in enrollment, they ask us for money. So that first, let's go to login. In login, there are two options. Either you can log in directly using your Gmail ID, or you can continue with your Facebook, or you can sign up. Anything you can do. I will log in. I will do login, and from here, at Shyama.com.np. Then password. Okay. After you log in, then here, Shyama Khanal, it is showing my name here. I am logged in into Coursera now. And are you seeing here is written financial aid available? There are so many courses which are free, but being free also, some courses, they ask for money when we enroll, and when we go to half of the course, then they ask money. Or some courses are there, we do all the courses just for free, but for certificates we have to pay money. But here, when we do financial aid available, when we click here and fill form, then we can do that course free of cost, and at last certificate is also available in free. So that I will go here for financial aid available. I'm clicking here. Are you getting my point? Okay, then applications take at least 15 days to get reviewed. When you send this application, then after 15 days, your application will be approved, and then after only we will start doing your course. And enroll and start learning today, one option is here and another is continue to the application. You have to continue to the application for free. Okay, continue to the application. Let's click here. And after clicking that, this kind of form appears. Financial aid. We are proud to offer a financial aid program. We ask that every applicant, we have to fill here, first tick here in both, shares accurate information on their application, commits to finishing their course, Coursera courses, click here, and then let's type here. Same as above, I agree to the terms above. Okay, then continue. There is another page up here, background information, educational background. You have to choose here. What education background do you have? Okay, master's or advanced. Employment status. Are you part-time, full-time, unemployed student or others? Let's go to full-time. If you are full-time, and what it is saying, okay. Annual income, how much is your annual income? We are applying for financial aid, so I request you to don't show your income that you are earning so much. I will type only $1,000 per year because I don't earn so much money, so I am applying for financial aid here. Then after, let's go to how much can you afford to pay. If we are applying for financial aid, then why to type here money? I will type $0 per month. Okay. Then why are you applying for financial aid? 150 words minimum required. You have to type here. You have to write here. Okay. Typing is, it will be so lengthy task. So I will copy and paste here. Okay. Then, okay, I have written, I am applying for financial aid because I can't afford money for the course. I am from middle class family and I am a teacher as well, but my low income is insufficient for the expense of my family. Like this and that, we have to write, we have to make them clear that we don't earn so much money, so we cannot afford for this course. And then after, how will taking this course help you achieve your career goals? In 150 words, you have to write this also. Okay, I will take from here. Okay, after taking this course, it will benefit me a lot in my career, like this and that you have to write. And lastly, would you consider using a low interest loan to pay for your course? It is asking if you pay low interest loan, it is asking. So I have ticked here in no. If we answer no, please help us understand why. Why don't you pay low interest loan also? It is asking. I will write, I can't afford. I can't afford, so I will not pay for low interest rate also. Yes, I filled this form from top to bottom, everything I filled. Okay, done. Then after, you have to submit application. Click here. Can't connect. Check your connection. What happened? Sorry, there are the problem processing your request. Why need? Okay then.
Let's check.
We have received your financial
No.
aid application. We have received your financial aid application for tricky American English pronunciation. We will let you know the outcome of your application on July 7, 2020. It takes 15 days for the approval of our application. And in that 15th day, it will send, you are most welcome in this course of tricky American English pronunciation. It will send that mail in our mail ID, which we have registered at the beginning. We logged in from that email ID. That mail will go there. So that after 15 days, we are only, we can enter into that course and we will do the course. This is the way how we enroll in Coursera by applying financial aid. So that through this process, there is no need to pay money. When we only enroll for free, then when it asks money, and that for only one course, which is very unaffordable for us. This is the way. And
have you done, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I have done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And
Because
thank you, NELTA, for the
because of the time
opportunity,
cost,
and all of you for your time. Okay, time and participation. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, we hope that all of you have got the good idea, practical idea about how to join Coursera for our professional personal development. Let's say as a teacher, we can see our professional development. So I think Shyama ma'am have done very well for how to join the course, how to get the offer from the universities. So with due thanks to you, ma'am, for your excellent, insightful practical classes. Because of the
Thank you,
time, we would like to move to another.
Very much, ma'am.
It's okay.
Do you have the few words, Mr. Tulsiram Dangi sir, for Shyama ma'am?
It's okay. Thank you very much, Shyama ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. Actually, it is also very much practical session. Especially actually those who are very much interested to do this online courses move. For them it's very much fruitful. Thank you very much for their presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now we would like to move to the last session of the day, and the session, the title is very much attractive, and I think that this is the very boss title of the day. For this, our respectful personality, the Senior Vice President of Province 5, Mr. Gopal Prasad Basyal is here. Now let me give the brief bio of Gopal Prasad Basyal, sir. Gopal Prasad Basyal is an author, trainer, and teacher educator. He is Senior Vice President of NELTA Province 5. His optional English series, grade 1 to 5, is taught as supplementary textbooks in several schools in Nepal. He has published Teaching English to Beginners, ELT handbook, and recollection, and several ELT and educational related articles in local and national journals and newspapers. Now, his topic of the today's session is alternative learning methods in pandemic. Thank you. It's over to you, Gopal sir.
Okay, thank you, Govind sir. So is
This
my
down.
screen
It's me
and
down.
sound audible? Is my sound audible, sir?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
Please.
sir. Yeah.
And is
Clear.
it visible?
You may keep on, sir.
Okay, so uh, thank you so much, Govind sir, for my introduction
It's,
and
it's, it's,
entire.
it's, it's me Damodar sir, not Govinda, Damodar.
I'm so sorry. Damodar sir, sorry for that. Anyway, thank you so much, Damodar sir, for
Thank you.
my introduction and the entire Nelta Dang team to give me this opportunity. And also, I'd like to request all the participants to be patient for some time. I think I won't take your much time since we are in the Zoom sessions for almost 3 hours, and so I know it's a very difficult task. So I'll try my best to be quick. Okay, so as we know that due to this coronavirus, this pandemic situation, the schools and other education institutions are almost closed. And but at the same time, the guardians, the teachers, the students, they have lots of what enthusiasm and queries and stress and so many things. How can we do our, or how can we continue education even at this difficult situation? So I want to share with you some of the practices so far done, and then discuss some of the possible ways to make these practices better. So that's my purpose. So I think these are some activities which have been done nowadays. So some of the institutions have started Zoom classrooms, and some of the institutions have been doing this Google Classrooms and Teams, and so many other LMS tools have been used. And teachers, many of the teachers, and especially NELTA, uh, NNTA, STFT, and later on so many other organizations, institutions have started to equip their cadres or equip their community through these different synchronous meetings and classrooms. And we NELTA people are doing this activity throughout the country. And now we are in the classroom of this Dang NELTA. So this sort of synchronous and asynchronous online learning efforts have been done. Similarly, I think for in this pandemic lockdown situation, many local FM stations and local televisions have already started teaching in the initiation of some local schools, local government, and local media houses. And late, I think since last week, the national television channels and even the Radio Nepal and so many other media houses have begun teaching through radio and through television. That is another mode of learning nowadays. And you can see there is one picture of a book. So I hope every school has supported their students to receive their textbooks. The schools have taken initiation to schools, and even local governments have taken initiation to provide textbooks to students, and this task is almost done. And you can see since 1st of Asar,
Oh, yeah.
that some of the schools have begun to teach students in the community. And this photo I've taken from Facebook. One school, two teachers, they have been doing that. And still some of the schools, some of the teachers are still questioning, so what can be done, what cannot be done. So in the context of all this scenario, I'm talking with you today. So though we have been practicing these many ideas to continue learning even in this difficult situation, there are lots of challenges while doing all this. For example, this digital poverty. As we know, we have a very shortage of digital gadgets, electricity, and this internet facility. Also, we have problem with this digital literacy. Means, I mean, the skill to work with this type of digital gadgets. So this sort of having the tools and using the tools are some challenges with us. And similarly, there is a kind of challenge to maintain balance between health risk and socio-emotional benefits of this person instruction. Now you can see some of the schools have tried their best to provide these online classes to their students, but the attendance of students is very what not exciting. I mean, very few number of students are engaged in the online classrooms, so that at the same time, very few students have access to radio and even to television. That's why some of the school students have already learned something for this year course, and some of the students are still deprived of this sort of some kind of contingency interventions. So in this situation, what is going in the mind of those students who are deprived of this kind of facilities, access, and skills? So that is another big challenge with us now. And another challenge is I worry that maybe whatever we are doing can turn into some sort of lose-lose situation. I mean, many schools have now started this school to community approach, or visiting students, visiting parents, or going to community. So it can create some kind of health risk, and then tomorrow, not sure that even the students as well as the teachers can be affected by the virus, and then there might be another sort of situation. So we need to be careful about this kind of lose-lose situation, the possibility of lose-lose situation. In this situation, again, what can be done? So what, right, in this context, what can we teachers do? So I think just two ideas. So first, stay safe, and second, stay active, because some of the people have deliberately condemned teachers' passivity in this pandemic period, and then moral type of words are also used. So we need to show them that we are not dead, we are alive, and we are active, and we are doing something uh, to our students in our best way. So that's why, but at the same time, we need to stay safe. So these two are the, I think, the major caravar of teachers nowadays. So if so, just haphazard practice might not give some good results. That's why even the government has published this कार्यविधि, right? This वैकल्पिक प्रणालीबाट विद्यार्थीको सिकाइ सहजीकरण निर्देशिका 2077. And your Nirdeshika says that there are 5 different contexts or 5 different situations of students, and we teachers need to identify first, right? In this, after ASAR 1, I think all the teachers are present at school, and then in a school, so we need to identify this first. So how many students have zero access to technology, or what's the number of students with radio and FM access, or access to television, or access to computer but no internet, or access to all internet and digital tools. So first, I think every institution must be sure about the status of their students in terms of these 5 categories, right? So let's do that first. And then another thing, I think, because the students are not invited to school yet, but the teachers have to go to schools, right? You see, even in this 3 months period, I think all teachers of all institutions are not equally engaged in these online meetings and classrooms. Even in NELTA webinars, so you see, so NELTA has a very big, very large number of live members, but in the webinars, you know how many of us are present. So why? Because the question, the thing is that, one, as I already told, the digital poverty, and the main big challenge is the skill poverty, that digital literacy. So this is a time to equip our colleagues, staff, teaching staff in our institution in digital skills, this online teaching or these digital skills. So for example, if there is a hole in the boat, on the boat somewhere, the other passengers are also sunk, right? That everyone sings, right? So in your institution, for example, if you are 15, 20 teachers there, do all 20 teachers have this digital literacy? Digital skills 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour a day nowadays after Ashar 1, right? So after tomorrow. So why don't we try that? So this period is to equip teachers themselves first. So let's plan to equip, to develop the competency, this digital competency of our own staff at this time. So another planning I think schools can do while planning. So do you have the profile of your students? Right, so when I go to different Zoom seminars, I can see making students digital profile. Okay, if you can make a student's digital profile, it's fine. Otherwise, even paper profile. So as that status of their digital capacity, right, or capacity or ability or affordability, right, even connectivity. How many of your students have Wi-Fi access? So or data access, or no connectivity. So that sort of things. And even if you start some sort of intervention now, so make sure that you do it continuously. It's not like just a kind of rahar, right? So it's not rahar as we say in Nepali, neither rahar nor lahad, I think. So we need to make a plan and make a fixed routine. So one week, or today at 8 o'clock class, and tomorrow 8 o'clock there is no electricity and then no class. and the day after tomorrow, so there is a birthday of your child, and then there is a 9 o'clock class. So this sort of thing I've been observing, that is really demotivating students, so that we need to maintain a routine. And another thing is that we need to assign the coordinators, right? So for example, who to contact with the parents, right? So we are doing lots of this internet, or this digital, or this online contact with the students. Have we got any sort of consent with the students? Parents? Have we done some kind of communication with the parents before we start our interventions? So who should take lead in a school? Do all the teachers talk to parents, or can someone be assigned, right? So similarly, why not we take the benefit, or why not we capitalize the source of our own community? For example, we have SMC people, we have PTA people, we have advisory committee, or there are local government institutions there, or some other representatives there, elected representatives are there, and even the elders, the graduates are there, right? They have been to your community just because of their school college closure. So why not we take the help of them? So have we made any sort of plan to take the help of community people, right? So in this sort of difficult situation, so parents, so have we motivated parents to play the role as the motivator to their children, to their sons and daughters, right? So if the parents are motivated, I think the children have some easy environment, some sort of conducive environment in their family. So, for example, purchasing data, right? That from NTC. I think if there is no Wi-Fi access, so when they have to purchase data, so imagine how much pressure the children have to put on parents to buy some data, right? So this kind of situation, we are not thinking about that. I think these things are also very important in these days. So you can see this is our picture, so face to face. So the teachers are sitting together, right? This is one school teachers. These are one school teachers, and they are sitting together and planning. They are in one training. So why don't we do that? So for example, the schools might be will be opened after the year, I guess, right? So even the minister says that before the it's impossible, and the cases, the positive corona positive cases are increasing, and there are quarantine in schools, and it's impossible to remove those quarantines very soon. So there are 2-3 months more, and maybe I think in this, even after Dashi, if Corona finishes after Dashi and schools are reopened, so we have 3-4 months only. So why not we plan for that a very short period of time? So can we teach everything as we used to teach the previous years, right? So can we teach as much as we started from Basyal? So we are starting from Kartik, and we should finish by Fagun last. So in these 4-5 months, how much can we do? So I think we need to make a very concise type of plan, so that we can cover the main items of this academic session. So this can be done by the teachers. These things can be done nowadays. And okay, so nowadays I've seen that many teachers are eager to continue learning, right? So some of the pressures from another institution, or pressure from different intellectuals, or pressures from different parents or students, or even some kind of voluntary initiation by the teachers. So we want to continue learning. So what are the ways? So I'll share some of the ways of continuing learning in this situation. So one very idea is, if you have, if your students have the access of digital gadgets as well as the connectivity, so you can start these online classrooms, so digital classrooms. So no doubt, I'm not against it, but I think we need to be careful about so many of the things, and many of the things Durga sir has already mentioned. That's why have a quick look. I think these things I've already mentioned by Durga sir, so I go ahead. Okay, and but one very important thing I want to add in Durga's presentation is that we need to think more on how can we make our online active, right? I was talking with a friend in Japa. He told that his son's school started online class, and then his son just joins the class, says good morning sir, good morning miss, and this and that, and then muted his mic and then video, and then goes somewhere, and after 30 minutes he comes back and thank you miss, thank you sir, and the Zoom class finished. So these sort of demotivation among the students, right? So one of the very bad thing is that able to make it one directional instruction, right? So as I'm presenting this webinar now, this talk now, so almost similar situation is there in the classroom teaching also, right? So in that case, so we need to try these ideas. I think you have already seen in the screen. So this you need to nominate your students to speak, right? So and after 5 or 10 minutes, 5 minutes speak. The teacher presents for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then invites ideas from the students, right? The teacher should nominate by name, so that the students think, oh no, this time the teacher has taken his name, so next time she will take my name. So this way they are always careful, right? So there should be some sort of what invite your to put some ideas in the chat box, right? So we need to react, right? So the students need to react. If they like, so they can put their thumbs up symbol or some sort of other ideas as well. And this presentation, the structure, right? In the very beginning, so start with some sort of informal chatting. For example, in this morning, in this conference today, so there was a very pin drop silent, right? So no one was speaking, right? So while we are getting ready, right? So we spend about 10-15 minutes without speaking. So why don't we chat about the corona cases or the weather or just what is going on in your mind? So have some sort of informal chatting with the students for a while. And then even at the end of the session, I think we need to invite some kind of interaction, some kind of reflection by the students. So you can just ask your students to summarize what they have learned, or tell me any 2 points that you learned today, right, Mr. A or Miss B, right? So that way, so you can you need to make your class more interactive, and there are different tools. For example, this breakout room tool, so for some group activities, group discussions. And another big challenge I'm observing a little, not much, that this resource, the materials, right? So textbook is there, fine, but teachers can refer some materials which the students can study in their own, right? They can download those materials and then they can study in their own, right? So for example, even the session records, right? So you teach the class, and then you record it, then why don't you share those record with your students, right? So if you share those record with your students, whoever do not understand in your synchronous discussion, so they might just watch the record and then they become clear of. So another thing can be, for example, this transcription. So if there is something very important, you type and then send by email or SMS, or if it is asynchronous, for example, Teams, you are using Teams or Google. There are Google Classroom. There are some ways of putting resources there. So why don't we put our resources in those tools, right? So that is another important thing. And then learning. So when everyone is learning, teacher doesn't have anything to do, and then yeah, you can see me just taking selfie, right, when everyone is doing their job, right? So let's create that sort of situation. So for connectivity, if you are doing online courses, so NTC has provided day pack, whole day pack at rupees 15, right? So inform your students about these services. And there is a bulk SMS service, right? So you can send message to all your students in a cheaper rate. And institutions, some institutions have bought the data, the pack, and then provided students free, right? So Kathmandu University, these institutions have bought the access and then connectivity, and then they have provided free to their students, so that there is 100% attendance of the students in the digital classroom, in the online classroom. So what have we done so far? So why not we think over these ideas? And you can see the data bonus here, right? So I got this information from one NTC official that this edupack, right? So edupack.ntc.net.np. So you just, but the system is that the school should write a letter to NTC, Nepal Telecom, and then in that letter, write down the student's name and their phone number, right? So that and send it, email it to edupack at ntc.net.np, and then that NTC gives the access to buy the cheaper data pack, right? And then if you dial to asterisk 1441 #, then you get lots of information what are the cheaper services that. So why not we invite our students, or why not we give this facility to our students? So the school should write email with the student's name and mobile number, and then get this service, right? मैले सुनेको about in 500 rupees, करीब 1 month Chanchun will be done, right? So that sort of services are there. Another possible idea is there is rupees 15 pack per day, voice pack per day. So teacher telephones to mobiles to one person, one student, and that student to another student, and to another student to another student, to multiplication of students, right? So ask your student to telephone to other students and discuss about the contents or homework or any other works, right? So this radio TV. So nowadays there are lots of national and local broadcasts. So invite and motivate your students to do all these things, to visit these things. And another thing is that home study, right? That even the government, that department has published even a grade 8. I downloaded yesterday. Grade 8 यो के भन्छ अभिभावकको सहयोगमा बालबालिकालाई घरमा नै गराउन सकिने सिकाइ क्रियाकलापहरू अहिलेसम्म grade 8 is also published. So why not we encourage our parents to download this, and then use it at home, right? So look, this is one school in Tansen. This is Bethel Secondary School. Personally, is NELTA chairperson of Palpa, the principal. So he has developed this kind of practice book, right? Project work type of book for this home practice, right? So why not we others do? Why don't we follow this side of this kind of initiations in our own, right? Now you see there are some of the efforts some schools have tried. You see the first picture, I think today that is school closed. So in the open space, right? So on the street, right, the students are invited, right, in the meadow, and then they started teaching, right? So that means a kind of restlessness, right? This shows the restlessness of teachers, right? So they are trying to continue learning in one way or another way. I don't know how much effective it might be, but people have tried it, right? So we need to recognize them. So if it is possible in your context, try it, right? So second picture, that Siddha Baba Secondary School Gulmi, right? So Tamgas, and they have also practiced this kind of activity there, but unfortunately it's raining, and then this kind of classroom is not lasting. It's not sustainable anyway, but some sort of practice. So look, another school, this Amarjyoti Secondary School, Surkhet. I think the principal is all there also, Neltian. And yeah, so they have tried this way. So maintaining physical distance in the classroom among the students, right? So if possible, try it, right? So, but this picture, another, this Ruru Secondary School, Riri Gulmi, right? So they have done this way. They have invited to one KOU, you know, and then you can see the students there. But look, the students think over the safety issue, right? In this situation, they don't have that mask, right? So we need to follow the basic principles, right? Ensure the safety measures, right? If you are going to community, or if you are going to your students, or if you are inviting your students in the school or somewhere in the community, think about the safety measures, right? For example, sanitizers, masks, etc. So do have you planned to make all those things available, right? So another thing again, right? So teachers, now the schools are opened, and the cases are increasing day by day in every community, right? Even among the staff, if someone is sick, so let him go to quarantine, right? Or stay at home, right? If a teacher is sick, let him not go to school, right? Stay at home or go to quarantine or isolation, right? So that the others are safe, right? And think about students, right? In those previous cases, we saw those photos. If someone has positive case, then what might happen, right? So you might have heard in Israel, so in 2 days, right, more than 10,000 students are infected, right? So this sort of very seriousness is there. So first, life is first, health is first now, right? So, and another thing is we can suggest the community people, the students, about the health services and all the sanitizers, cleanness, etc., etc., right? So, and another thing is that for maintaining physical distances, we saw the case of that Surkhet school, Amazoti school, and we need to know about the facts, right? Suppose you plan to go to community, to the villages. Do you know the village, the community is safe, right? So think about all these safety measures first, right? And get update with the pandemic situation, the cases, how many died in the world, in Nepal, how many infected in the world and in Nepal, how many got recovered, right? So all this data are also important nowadays, right? So
Excuse me, Gopal sir.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just we have 5 minutes remaining.
Okay, okay. So this is my last way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for.
So school in community, right? Nowadays, many news I can see that schools are outreaching their service, expanding their service to the community, right? So for this, I think, okay, so if you want to go to community, go. But the thing is, you have to maintain the safety first, right? So maintain your personal hygiene and tell your students, right, to maintain their personal hygiene. The foods they eat or the bathing, etc., right? And communicate with your siblings, with your friends, right? So ask them to telephone each other, right? Or talk to each other and listen to radio, TV, etc. These all these programs you need to inform them and talk about global problem. And with parents, ask your parents to be friend of their children. And again, even parents and even teachers, right? So we need to be flexible at this time. We need not expect the standard behavior of our students. We need not expect the mastery of learning at this moment, right? So we need to be flexible. Tell this to your parents, right? But this is my idea. This is a very funny idea. So if possible, try it, right? So pala pala के पाले भन्ने के अरे सरी यो कटवाले भन्ने हुन्थ्यो अब अहिले चाहिँ we have mic. So why don't we try miking in the community, right? एउटा माइक बोकेर गएर चौपारीमा बस्यो अनि त्यसै मजाले कथा भन्यो वरिपरिको बच्चाहरू जम्मा गरेर कस्तो रमाइलो one day go finish, right? So why don't we try these activities, right? So if we want to go to community, so let's go in a different way, right? To face classroom भन्दा पनि अलिकति थोरै slightly अलिक फरक तरिकाले जान सकिन्छ कि let's try it, right? So and let your students visit these resources, right? So the CEHRD has developed those home learning materials, right? The e-learning portal भनेर सबै textbookहरू are in website, हैन? So other project work type of activityहरू develop गरेको छ, Zoomहरू छ, newspaperहरू छ, यो सबै resources you can see, right? यो के भने यो CEHRD ले यो सबै दृश्य शाखाले अब television class यसरी दिएको छ. यही routine let's print it and then distribute it to our students and then let us motivate them to watch this. अनि यो लेख अनि त्यो दिन के लेख मिति लेख के सिक्यो दुईटा कुरा लेखेर हो म पर्सि तिमीहरुको त्यसैमा तिमीहरुको के रे यो आन्तरिक मूल्याङ्कन गर्छु भनेर लगाइदिनुस् त बच्चाले हेरिहाल्छ नि त. प्याप्सनले पनि यसरी गरेछ. सो यसैलाई डिस्ट्रिब्युटेड शेयर गर्नुस् ल त. अर्को एउटा यो सिद्धार्थ नगरले चाहिँ रेडियो नेपालले गरेको प्रसारण चाहिँ दे हैव published this notice, right? So even local governments are doing that. So यो mental health तिर अहिले नगर अघि थोरै यहाँ हो यो कुरा अलिकति गर्न चाहियो, है. So this local government, you see, अब यो school education by constitution is the duty of local government. So why not we ask our local government to print those CEHRD home learning book? They publish that book and put it in the internet. How many of our parents have that printing facility? No one has thought of that. बनायो कसैले अनि एउटा नेटमा हाल्यो सकियो. अहिलेसम्म कतिजनाले प्रिन्ट गर्यो होला, I don't know, right? So why don't we ask our local government to print those books and then supply to the students in their territory, right, in their area? Or other यहाँ हाम्रो पाल्पामा अस्ति बेला हल्ला सुनेको यहाँ हाम्रो तान्से नगरपालिकाले they are thinking of producing some materials in chips अथवा के भन्छ त्यो USB, right? And then why not we develop some materials, resources, and put in chips and then distribute that chips to their to the students, right? So that they put it there in their smartphone and then they watch it, right? त्यतापट्टि पो सोच्ने हो कि हैन अलिकति यो लोकल गभर्नमेन्टहरुलाई we teachers need to request them, go to them and give them proposal, give them some idea. अब अर्गनाइजेसनहरु विभिन्नहरु छ जस्तो अब टिचर मेन्टरिङ जस्तो नेल्टा दाङ today tomorrow you are mentoring your colleagues, mentoring the teachers, right? So similarly other organizations, so teacher mentoring and even support producing materials. NELTA ले एउटा मिसिङ गरे जस्तो लागेको छ, हामीले पनि निकालौँ न एक दुईटा कुनै ब्रान्च, लेट्स ट्राई, राइट? केही अब होम लर्निङ रिसोर्सेस भनेर केही बनाउने हो कि, सो इफ पोसिबल लेट्स ट्राई. And this trade unions अब यहाँ प्याप्सन हैन अब यो एनटीए एनएनटीए के हुन जाला साथीहरु. So what are they doing, right? So why not they produce some sort of offline resources, right? And why are not they giving pressure, right? Putting pressure on the local governments or province governments or other type of governments, right? So हामीले यति धेरैमा धेरै यति धेरै कुराहरू गरे तर तपाईहरु कसैलाई लाइरा होला. अब हाम्रो केही पनि छैन, कम्प्युटर पनि छैन, नेट पनि छैन, मोबाइल त कतिले टिप्दैन, बत्ती पनि आएन. मेरो त दशैं मनाएर कोरोनाले छोड्छ भन्ने त होइन. Anyway, so maybe we have very little time, right? So why not we plan, right? Why not we write some notes? किताबभरिको मुख्य मुख्य कुरा अन्डरलाइन गरेर बुँदा टिपोट गरेर बस्नु न in this period, right? So prepare some materials or develop some questions, construct some questions, test items, right? अथवा यो कहीं क्यास भनेको छ, कहीं के अहिले यो इसिए कुराहरू छ, लोकल करिकुलम कुरा छ, इभन इन्टिग्रेटेड करिकुलम अहिले न्यू डेभलप भइरहेछ. So why not we do some in-house discussion or training or some kind of what preparation about these supplementary supports, right, after school finishes, reopens, right? This year after school opens your training setting यताउतिको time हुँदैन, right? So you have very limitation to finish your time, finish your course. That's why let's practice on that. अब यो स्कुल खुलेपछिको कुरा चाहिँ अहिले म छोडौँ. So thank you so much. Okay, so in a very rush way, so I don't know how much I could generate the issues, right? So let's think over them and then let's do something in our own. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gopal Basyal sir, for your very, very smooth delivery. And it all goes to the ground level. I think most of the teachers are assimilating the situation with them. Okay, Vice Chair, Tulsiram sir.
Yes, sir, please.
Will you acknowledge our Gopal sir, please?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Gopal sir, for your very much nice presentation, wonderful presentation. Actually, you have tried your best to facilitate us that from this very nice presentation. It is very much fruitful also, and then but actually we are very sorry for time problem. Actually, lack of time. Okay. We interrupted that to you, but anyway, you have tried your best. Thank you very much, Gopal sir. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone reflecting our today's session? Saraswati ma'am, are you there? Saraswati Gautam.
Yes, sir. I'm speaking, sir. Namaskar.
Will you reflect in few words about regarding today's session, please?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And namaste for everyone. Okay, I mean, okay. Sir, is it audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Continue.
Today's session was really very fruitful and essential, and it was interesting as well. though I was in school, but now I had eager to take part in the training. That's why I joined with data. And all the way, all the presenters, all the sessions were very effective, and I want to continue the session tomorrow also. And a huge thanks to presenters, our NELTA chair, vice president, and all the members and all the participants who joined this today's webinar successfully. Thank you, sir. This much for today.
Thank you, ma'am, for your sharing. And this is the feedback for us, how to lead the session for tomorrow also, and how to organize the program in the days to ahead. Thank you. Mr. Chia, are you there?
Yeah, actually it is load shedding just now. So line problem. So the number has been decreased to 50 from nearly 100 to 50 in this time because of this line that load shedding problem. So we are continuing from data.
Okay.
Anyway, Secretary sir, actually it's better to give the information for tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow's session actually where the presenters tomorrow and then what the time to start. Okay. Better to.
Okay, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the presenters and all the guests whoever were present today for to make the session fruitful. We hope that NELTA Dang hopes that all of the participants have got something to take away. Now, I think that today's session has been completed, and let me announce for tomorrow's sessions. Tomorrow there will be 3 sessions. One will be led by Mr. Ashok Sapkota. His topic is TPAC and smart approach as alternative tool in second level. And another session will be led by Humraj Khadka, web tools for enhancing English language skills. And the last session, not the least, will be led by Mr. Tulsiram Dangi, the Vice President of NELTA Dan, and his topic is blog for enhancing teaching and learning. I hope for your excellent evening and night, and I hope all of your presence tomorrow. And also, if you have friends to remember, please remember them and also remind them to join. And all of you are heartily welcome. Thanking all of you, we would like to in today's virtual training. Thank you, all of you. Bye bye.
That's okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you to you all.